Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand finals of the European portion of the Overwatch Open. We are in a precarious position if you are a Reunited fan right now. They are 2-0 down against Rogue, who have shown us fantastic performances on payload so far, and we await to see what the map choice is going to be for map number 3. And ZP, you've called it out. It's been a little bit of we've got into a finals, we're falling apart a little bit, and I think this is the time for Reunited to try and mix it up and come back.
For Reunited, if they were able to pull the reverse sweep here and bring the series back, it would slay so many demons for them that they've had in their Overwatch history. But we do know the next map that's going into. It is Ilios. And again, this is classic Reunited, where before this weekend where we've had tons of Ilios, Reunited feels like they're one of the only teams to really go on these oddball maps like Ilios that have historically not been played as much in comp. So for Reunited, this is maybe some degree of home territory and certainly a place to try and pull this back into their favor.
Yeah, they definitely have to do that. Now, they are no choice. They're backed into a corner. Either they complete the reverse sweep entirely and, frankly, give us an absolutely stunning fight back, the likes of which we probably haven't seen for a little while. Fingers crossed if we're fans. I think everyone's a closet Reunited fan, let's be honest. But Rogue are doing tremendously. Let's not take any credit away from them. You called out the Zarya play from Rogue in that last game. Very, very clutch. Get an ultimate, use an ultimate, see a situation, and be able to read the team fight so well.
Yeah, and I think the tank plan Rogue has been putting them up just a little bit more right now over Reunited. Now, I know as casters, you sort of have this idea where we focus on the DPS players a lot, and maybe Tavik and AKM have been having slightly better games than their counterparts, and Kib and
Valutaja.
and Valutaja. But you have a situation where tank's play does matter, and you really look close at the kill feed. The tank play has just been a little bit higher for Rogue.
You're absolutely right. I think you were mentioning in the break as well. It's like, well, we do see, DPS players get a lot of kills, but actually, let's check. Look at the Zen kills, look at the Zarya kills, and you can actually start to see the difference in the way the two teams are playing at the moment. And some of the support play here from the off-tank and from the supports have just been phenomenal on the side of Rogue, and Reunited really need to step that up and match that level. But now we're going into a map. It's a little bit less linear, of course. We are playing King of the Hill style, so the individuals will be able to shine through. Maybe it's a good chance for Reunited to shake off the cobwebs here and really focus on the fight back that has to start right now.
Well, definitely for Reunited, the best thing is to forget that the other maps happen. Just take it one map at a time. Ilios' map, Reunited has had a decent win-loss record on in recent times, so why not go here, hope for the best? And for me, as a caster, I always love seeing Ilios because historically we haven't seen as much of it, so I'm always happy. But we're getting right into it right now. Both teams already engaged in battle. Tavik moving right in. And Unko going to get first pick off of the game, takes out Valutaja, who was in the back line. 4 kills, 5 kills now here for Rogue. And Rogue starting things out with a bang. Nothing too crazy, just good solid mechanical play leading the way.
Yeah, and luckily the point hasn't unlocked yet. Reunited are sat there right now going, hang on a second, guys. We know we wanted to switch it up, but not like this. I'm looking forward to seeing if Valutaja can show us some of those excellent plays that we have seen on Tracer. Kib, of course, staying on Genji, and we know how dangerous he can be. But Rogue are going to be taking the point first, so they are off to a good start here.
Yep, anytime you get first capture on King of the Hill, it's big. We saw them do this against Creation. We saw them lose it against Creation, but here we go. Next fight is underway. Kib able to take out AKM to start things out. Cruz moving in. Kib following through, has 2 kills extra, and this is looking like Reunited is going to retake this. They already have control of the point, and they're pushing Rogue back.
Very, very good. Very calm and collected from Reunited here. Absolutely no panic that they didn't take it first. They were stuck to their game plan, and now you can see they're taking a little bit forward positions now, trying to make sure that Rogue don't get into position in the first place, even though they have the high ground here, and Kib just trying to hold everyone back. But they are going to have to retreat onto the point as Rogue start collapsing in. A lot of damage is being replaced from the two teams now, and Kib is trying to stop them from ever getting here in the first place. Forces the Transcendence to come out right now from Unko, and we have a lot of slicing, but unfortunately it doesn't result in kills, and Nox will pick up the last hit there. Rogue currently getting the first 2 kills off in this team fight, and no Valutaja ultimate.
Well, both main DPS players are down for Reunited, which means that Rogue is going to be retaking this. AKM with all sorts of cleanup in the backline takes out Cruz in the end. That is 3 kills for AKM on this fight. Again, showing how with a McCree is still in the fight as it breaks down, he will usually be the one to get all sorts of cleanup. And Rogue striking right back. Very close here so far on Ilios.
Now, on the plus side, of course, we will have the ultimates to use, and unfixed Valutaja, and a combination that many teams fear, and rightly so. A good pulse bomb can turn the tide of this, but Reunited will have to take this back. An excellent, absolutely excellent Graviton Surge, and AKM in the back, picking them up easy as you like. Flashbang taking out Kib as well, and Reunited get reset.
The one thing I like there for Reunited is that they had good self-control there. They knew that, okay, we just got hit by this huge Graviton. That's okay. We're just going to eat the death. We can come back. We still have time. So Reunited can still come in here with the Sound Bearer, open things up, and have a Graviton to their name. So this is not the worst for Reunited. It was a productive wipe. Here they go. Sound Bearer is out on the way, unfixed, looking for a Graviton target. Doesn't see any good opportunities here just yet. Back and forth on both sides. AKM able to take out Kib, but Tavik on the cruise. Here comes a Graviton. 3 people sucked in, and Reunited, they are going to get the fall through on that. Slowly but surely, they're taking control at this point, and they are going to get this cap and start sending it the other way.
Reunited, I feel, needed to do that then to avoid the pressure mounting. Because like you said, ZP, they'd have the ultimates to do it on a subsequent push, but you don't really want to be doing it when your opponent's at 95 or 99%, right? Because the margin for error is so low. So they did it on that push. Rogue are only at 80% right now. That gives Reunited a bit of breathing room, but they definitely have to hold this. And instant ultimate coming up from Winghaven. He wants to make sure no one ever gets in position, forcing Tavik back and completely neutralizing the Reaper. Really liking that play. They get the first 2 kills, and in the meantime, sneaky take on the point. Valutaja coming back to defend, and we will not get the flip from Rogue. That was almost really sneaky.
It almost worked out in their favor, not quite, but here's the thing about Rogue, by the way. They did save their sound barrier, which means that going into the next fight, they're going to have it. Reunited will not, and bear in mind, at 80%, if this fight is won by Rogue, and it extends for a little bit, that's going to be it. Rogue has the potential to put this away. 2 big support ultimates are up against only Transcendence for Reunited as the fight develops, so we're going to see what happens here. They're opening a fight. Winston already leaping right in. Nox drops the beat. And this is where Rogue, they need to get a few kills while Sound Bearer is active. They do take out Winghaven. It stops right there. Kib is in the back, has Dragon Blade. AKM goes down, and here comes Kib, slicing and dicing. Will meet the shotgun of Tavik, but still a very even fight despite the opening of Sound Barrier. This is Rogue right now. They have to stay on this no matter what, or they will lose this round. Very, very close right now, but Rogue might be pulling this back off that Death Blossom.
Unco actually had a much, much later Transcendence there than his opposite number on Mort. I'm a little bit surprised, but Reunited, this is what we were talking about. They dug deep, and they will be able to... or will they be able to flip this? Nox coming in the back. He will get taken out now, and Reunited go back. It's 99 plays, 95%. Reunited holding on by the skin of their teeth here, but they manage to take point number 1.
Very, very close between both teams. Good ultimate usage really coming out as well in terms of self-discipline and not always panic ulting after a lost fight. Reunited edging out Rogue just a little bit. And I wonder if part of Rogue right now is just going, oh my goodness, not again. It's not like they were leading the entire game like they were against Creation, but still, to lose by 4% on Ilios, it has to be bringing back a few bad memories of earlier in the day.
Yeah, I had my eyes glued on the Transcendence timings as well, and I saw that after Mort had actually finished with his Transcendence, Unco still had a tick by his name, and I thought, oh my goodness, with this kind of timing, are they going to be able to push in? And Reunited just dug their heels in and just managed to pull one out when it counted. I was really worried for them for a second, but they edged that fight out. It was very back and forth.
A note here, by the way, AKM is on the Reaper. He is not on McCree, so interesting change up here. We didn't see this in the Creation set either. So Reaper making his grand appearance. We've seen Envy do this sometimes as well. So we'll see if this works out. Both teams fighting right away. Winston's leaping into each other's backlines. Again, be reinforced backing up a little bit. Either team suffering a pickoff just yet, though Rogue a little bit more poked down to start things out. Valutaja going to take out Reinforce on the Morte, but extra kills lighting up here for Reunited. They are going to win this poke war in the end, and they should be able to finish this out and get first control at this point.
Yeah, very nice there from Reunited. Reinforce jumping in and managed to pick off Mort with the first hit there on Winston, but everything from that was one-way traffic in Reunited's favor. They lead 1-0 in this best-of-5 King of the Hill, and they've also captured the point first on the pit. Very, very important for them. That's going to be a great confidence boost as well. Now let's see what Rogue can do on the follow-up.
Well, looking at Reunited right now, Valutaja, of course, always has the potential to play spoiler on these early fights if he can land a pulse bomb in the backline. You cannot underestimate that coming up from Tracer, but right now, Tavik leisurely getting to point, has Morte in his sights. Morte actually a little bit out of position. Doesn't matter, though. Kib and Cruz able to get to that backline. 2 fall for Rogue. It's going to be up to Reinforce and Tvik to try and pull this back, but quickly all their friends are going down right now, and this is going to be another hold here for Reunited.
And Winston just going ahead and moving on into the pit there, very deliberately just to respawn with the team and try and deny any ult charge there. And Rogue once again being reset. We're up to 47% for Reunited now, and they have got 5 ults available versus 2 Rogue. ZP, this is looking pretty good.
It's looking really good for Reunited right now. Rogue doesn't have no advantage. They do come out the Graviton. 4 people sucked in. Here comes the Wombo combo. And they are able to get the fall through. That's 4 kills, mostly set up by the Pulse Bomb. Kib with the Dragon Blade fall through. Everything working out for Reunited. Kib looks down for a second. Wait a second, I want to be in the pit. But good stuff coming out from the side of Reunited. And now, fight-wise, Rogue has a lot landing here on their next fight. If they do not make the best use out of their support ults and win, that's going to be it. They are running out of time.
I'm imagining Kib there, he's going, hang on, if this is play of the game, I really don't want to fall into the pit at the end of it. And here comes Tvik. Rogue looking to try and turn this around. They need to right now. 85% on the side of Reunited. He is slicing, but he cannot quite connect for that final hit. Transcendence coming down on the part of Reunited now as well. And Primal Rage is going to mean that Winston doesn't go down anytime soon. Rogue losing AKM in this fight right now, but so far the kill feed relatively barren. That is a good Graviton Surge, and Tvik coming on back from inside the pit to try and get those kills. Kib goes down, but Reunited are getting a few kills back of their own.
It's very back and forth right now between both teams. Tvik at 5 HP needs to get away from this Winston. Not going to be able to do it. Winghaven hits him with that last little bit of lightning, and Reunited will be holding on here. And again, I think the biggest problem there is that you look at how that fight engaged. They felt compelled to go in right away. They did not quite have sound barrier up. It wasn't quite as good of an engage from Tvik as he would like. They had to clutch more on Transcendence. It got countered by an enemy Transcendence. And the bottom line here is that Reunited now up 2 rounds to 0. So we talk about reverse sweeps. We have 2 reverse sweep scenarios. Not only does Reunited have to reverse sweep the series, starting with this map, to actually win here today, Rogue has to do a reverse sweep if they want to close it out into 3-0 here on Ilios.
Exactly right. And ZP, would you agree that these fights are actually quite technical, because a lot of these team fights depend on who gets the first kill first, and then the 4v4 that follows, or the 5 or 6v4 that follows, naturally favors one team. In this instance, those early picks aren't really coming that often for either team, and you're seeing like loads of little skirmishes around the point, so it can get pretty confusing.
It depends on who's winning the poke battle. You can look at the health bars at the top and say, okay, wow, one team is way more damaged, where that's why you get situations where 4 people die seemingly at once. It's just them getting outpoked the entire time, and then it all collapses at the same time. But right now, both teams trading out here to begin with. Reunited definitely with better, more dominant positioning on the point. They are pushing Rogue back to start this out. But that can flip. If you go too aggro, you'll lose someone, and Rogue can bring it right back. And Unfixed right now, almost going down. Both Rogue, or Unfixed and Voltagia are low. Kib, though, does get on the Tvik, does get that all-important first kill. A DPS nonetheless. And Reunited will create enough space to get on this point.
Yep, and they, like you always say, they have to be very careful not to actually overextend here. They're moving on in with maximum charge on Unfixed. Zarya picks off a couple of heroes, but wins at doing a good job in replying. Unfortunately, the kills, though, is 1 versus 3 there, so there's going to be a limited amount they can do. Wins finally goes down as well, and Reunited will be able to keep a hold of the point. Can they make this a 3-0? They've got to be thinking that they're in a good position now.
They are absolutely in good position. AKM, though, takes out Voltagia. Voltagia deep diving perhaps a little bit too hard. 1 shot from McCree to the head with a little bit of extra damage is all it takes to remove a Tracer from the game. So given how much Voltagia has done for Reunited, he is Tracer, he'll get back to the fight quickly, but Rogue has a small window of opportunity here, and they're going to take the most of it. They're diving right in. Reinforce leads the way, pulls out the Primal Rage. Kib looking to get to the back line, do some damage. Dragon Blade on the way, slice and dice. Will be getting at least 1 kill from that. Does go down. Here comes AKM with the follow through. Tvik is down though, and this is all on AKM. If AKM can't do enough damage to bring this back, it's going to be really rough.
He needs to try and move a rather angry Winston as well. Unfixed and Voltagia both going down, though, and he is at least doing a good job of jumping around and preventing that kill from being landed on him. Right now, 4 players are alive for each team, and Winghaven still jumping about, being very, very aggressive there. Mort gets taken out. AKM giving him a headache. He won't forget. Oh my goodness, add Cruz to the migraine list.
Well, AKM, I said AKM would have to do all the work to bring this back. He does just that, effectively getting 3 kills there. The engine of damage for Rogue, and Rogue with 75% to Reunited, gets on the board here for the Ruins. If there's going to be a turnabout here for Rogue, it needs to begin now, because I'll tell you what, Juro, if Reunited wins one more fight, they are very likely to take this map. The stakes could not be higher right now for Rogue.
Exactly right. 75%, one take. Basically, if you're managing to hold the point for 30 seconds, you've got a little bit of overtime in there, but you will be able to do it. So Reunited dropping on in. Tvik with the Death Blossom, though, trying to deny this. He gets the triple kill, and he gets taken up by Valutaja, but the damage has been done. And right now, Reunited are reeling, but they still have time. It's 30% play 75, but how much damage can they do?
Well, for Rogue here, they are going to be down a little bit ult-wise going next fight. Thankfully for them, they do have Sound Barrier up. Reunited going to have Sound Barrier as well. Key here is not to get damaged too much by Unfixed, and Fix will be the difference maker. If he lands a good Graviton, that will tip the scales in Reunited's favor. If not, it's not going to happen, but he is going in. The Graviton is out. Pulls two people in, Winghaven and Voltage with fall through, and that could be it already. It's already a 6v4, a clean 6v4 at that. Tvik actually goes for the reset, throws himself off the ledge. And now for Rogue, they will have one push to try and put this back in their favor, because Reunited's going to retake this.
And it was always the Unfixed Valutaja combo. We'd be talking about it all evening, and we've seen it once again. Graviton Surge, Pulse Bomb just being so effective for Reunited today. They need to hold on just a little bit longer. They will be up to 85% as this next engagement begins. Can Rogue do it? Tvik on Reaper. He's looking for maximum damage here, but he's nowhere close to a Death Blossom. They have to do this with just a Sound Barrier.
Well, Nox is going to lead here at the Sound Barrier. It's going to be countered by another Sound Barrier. Tvik, though, took out Cruz before he could Sound Barrier. That's a huge pick from Tvik, and this is going to be Rogue running right over Reunited. Tvik opening that up with a brilliant pick, and Unco and Winston, they're going to do their best to delay here, but they're at 99%. Very unlikely they'll stay here unless Tvik ends up getting knocked off the ledge. Does not happen. This is going to be Rogue hanging in there, but look at this. Cruz has Sound Barrier up. This is still going to be many opportunities for Reunited to come back and win this round.
Yeah, there will be, and like you said, ZP, that initial pick was so unbelievably crucial. Reunited coming in, they're flooding back in now, and there's the Sound Barrier, not even waiting for everyone to be there. They want to finish this now. Overtime, 99%. Reunited have control of the point, and they do it.
Yeah, and Rogue at the end, they just bled a few people after a brilliant opening where they had 3 kills. It looked like it was all but at least a cap there, but enough members of Reunited were able to stall for Cruz to get back to the fight, drop the Sound Barrier, and turn it back in their favor. Reinforced, by the way, saying 2,500 MS, fun times.
Well, I mean, I'm not even going to pretend to know what he's playing in. He did actually tweet out just before the start of the match to say, a little bit of an internet issue today, guys. I'm playing basically with 300 to 400 MS ping.
There was a point there mid-match where I actually thought he disconnected, sort of standing still. It was sort of on the line, or maybe he just wants to reset, but it's possible he has been getting lag spikes the entire time. But unfortunately, from the tournament admin point of view, we just have to have the teams play. And Reunited right now, they do stay alive in the tournament. Still 2 maps to go here if they want to do the reverse sweep, John.
This is, I mean, this really is a mountain to climb, but at the same time, they've been doing a good job so far. They won the first 2 points on Ilios. They have the belief. They were very, I mean, I don't really know. So 2-1, they're managing well, but there's still so much left to do, you know?
There is, and I will say this, going into last game, I think one difference maker there is, as good as Voltage is on McCree, he did feel very much at home on his Tracer play. There were plenty of fights there where he's able to get to the back line and get an important pick or keep people back, keep people staggered in a way that really worked out for Reunited. So Voltage definitely a standout in the last game, and Unfixed picked things up a bit too. We were a little bit harsh on Dorado, but you looked at one of the last Gravitons he had there where they won a fight outright. He picked up his play a bit and definitely showed. So for Reunited, there's still hope left, but they cannot drop a single map for the rest of this, or that will be it.
Exactly right. So, managing to get the momentum. It was blunted a little bit by Rogue taking a point after Reunited won the first 2, but they are able to close out. It's 2-1 in the grand finals of the EU Overwatch Open. We will be back with the next map after this break. See you there.